Hi, what I want to talk to you about is a few fundamental components that make any business work or not work. Okay, and what I'm going to start with is the typical New Zealand business, which is usually up to about 8 staff, 8 full-time employees, combination of part-timers and contractors. These businesses typically start out as self-employed, or somebody buys a business, or it starts out as a profession like electrician, accountant, lawnmower service, franchise. Could be any of those ranges, right through to a new innovative IT company. They all have the same dynamics at play. Okay, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of background around that. So first of all, a business starts out, in any business, you have an employee, self-employed, business owner, or investor. And in any business, you wear one of these hats. Typically, a business owner will trade an employee's time for money, for argument's sake. And a self-employed person, say a contractor, will trade their own time for money. A business owner, as I mentioned before, trades contractors or employees' time for money. And an investor is looking for a return on capital employed from the business. So an investor collects revenue or looks for a return on investment, whereas a business owner looking for a return on capital employed for the investor, which could be that same person, or it could be separate people, shareholders, stakeholders, the likes. Self-employed person is looking for a return on time invested. Okay, so typically a business starts off as a self-employed person, takes off, makes some sales, and somewhere along the line, where they get to 6 to 8 employees, they reach what we call a ceiling of complexity. It becomes difficult, complicated. You have to pay the wages, you have to outsource administration, make some more sales, do the production. In, say, a lawn mowing business, the production would be getting around the lawns. In a manufacturing business, the production would be actually putting the componentry together. In a ventilation installation company like, say, HRV, for argument's sake, the production is installation, and quite often they outsource that. But every business has the same components at stake, in play. They've got to sell the product, they've got to process the order, and they've got to deliver whatever that product is and then get paid for it. What happens is, as the business grows, different dynamics start to play out at different levels. After this first ceiling of complexity, there's another one. Let's just say the self-employed person manages to shift the way they operate, to operate as a business owner. What happens is, essentially, what happens is, as they try to cross this bridge, they discover that the rules are quite different as a business owner than as a self-employed person. Okay, and so the rules as a business owner, if the person tries to operate as a self-employed person in the business owner space, they'll actually slow the business down, or even reverse the business and put it into a detrimental situation. What I mean by that is, with a self-employed person, the more time you spend in the business, the greater the results. As a business owner, the less time you spend in the business, the greater the results. So quite often you get self-employed person trying to run faster, and the results aren't happening. So we actually have to change the way we operate. This is the key point here. And over 90% of businesses statistically within New Zealand or across the world are less than 6 to 8 employees. Okay, so that's the first thing. So where do we go from here? Well, after the business owner space, there's another, which is the investor. Self-employed person works in the business owner works on the business, and the investor is out of the business. Okay, this business owner space is quite different from the self-employed space, and what I mean by that, or how it's different, is essentially it's a team game. You need people running systems and systems running the business, not people running the business. And that's a fundamental different way of thinking, a distinction in terms of the way that you think about the business. Team game, and you need tools. You need different tools, soft tools, such as a plan that everybody's enrolled in and engaged in. You need sales process, you need marketing systems, you need to understand how these all link together, and empower people to actually make decisions in the business, as opposed to just having ring fencing control and making all the decisions yourself. So that's what I wanted to give you, a little bit of background, and thank you.